Hello, class. I would like to start this speech by reading an excerpt from 2 Timothy chapter 3. You should know this, Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times. For people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at God, disobedient to their parents and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. They will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than God. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that can make them godly. Stay away from people like that. I don't know about you, but I know at least one person for every single subject that was covered in that. Civility is almost dead. There are plenty of reasons as to why. Some of it is protesting versus rudeness. In some of the videos, such as the woman in Texas at the Muslim protest and the St. Mary's University abortion protest, these people just randomly came out of nowhere and started just being rude and inconsiderate. There's a difference between protesting and being rude. It's perfectly okay to protest on the side, to stand up for what you believe in, but when you're interrupting somebody or an entire class in this situation, that's just really rude and very uncivil. Some of the reasons as to why civility is almost dead is, one, the media. Media tells us that we never have enough, that we always need more, and it makes us ungrateful and impatient. And when we learn this as kids, we grow up being ungrateful and impatient. Divorce, broken families. This is another reason that civility is almost dead. We don't learn things the way we should from our mothers and fathers because a lot of people come from broken homes. And I'm not blaming that on the people or anything, but when there's more broken homes and more divorce, we tend to reject the laws that govern a family. We live in an individualistic culture, and sometimes that can be a great thing, but other times it can also be not so great whatsoever. Lately, within the past decade or so, swearing, cuss words have become increasingly rampant throughout the world. It used to be where an R-rated movie would have maybe one or two swear words, and that was why it was rated R. But now, rated R movies, it's just almost the F word every other sentence. And it's not even scoffed at anymore. Now it's just accepted and acceptable. And it really should not be. And these days, kids are swearing at their parents, and the parents are doing nothing about it. The kids aren't getting spanked, they're being spoiled. And when kids are raised that way, bad things just happen, and that's clearly obvious to see in our surroundings. Some of the things that kids say to their parents, I don't even say to anybody because they're just so awful, and the kids aren't even getting in trouble for it. Respecting elders and others is rare these days. It used to be that elders were the most respected people on the planet, where every word they would say was clung to, but now people just don't even care what they have to say anymore. No one cares what elders have to say or what anybody else has to say. It's all about me, me, me. And lately, these past couple of years, it's come to be that when you disagree with someone, it means that you hate them. And this is just absurd, because I can disagree with someone on something and not even have a thought of hatred towards them whatsoever. But it's said these days that if you disagree with somebody, you hate them, and that causes a lot of problems. We need to learn how to listen to one another, to disagree without being disagreeable, and lastly, we need to learn how to have a mutual respect for one another again. And if we learn how to do those things, then I believe that civility will come alive once again. Thanks, class.